wonderful thing is the science of friendship. That is the ultimate thing. More than science of meditation, it is the science of friendship. Whether you are a meditator or not, whether you are enlightened or not, whether you are good or bad, you can always be friends with everything. Friendship is the goal. And you arrive at the science of friendship through the science of meditation. Science of friendship is the science of enlightenment. Enlightenment is nothing but friendship. Eternal friendship with everybody.
I am happy for no reason. I am contented with whatever I have. The relationships that we have with people around us, in my view, it has improved a lot. Okay, I see it for myself, I feel it for myself. Not I see, I feel it for myself. So that's there.
I've seen tremendous improvement. I was not able to sit before. I'm sitting now, folding legs, and that my physical pain was affecting my sleep. So that has improved significantly since pain has reduced. So I'm able to sleep better. So and I'm seeing like overall, so because of that, my mood during the day is wonderful, and I feel I have a lot of energy during the day, which I used to be pretty exhausted before. So it's complete like 360-degree turnaround for me.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon and wonderful evening. Friendship with everyone. We are in this Emotional Intelligence Week. We started off saying that emotional intelligence is all about developing friendships. Every relationship gets enhanced to become friendship. Friendship is giving that freedom, allowing people to be what they want to be, accepting them as is. Naturally helping without any expectation. That's friendship. We don't expect things from friends. Be yourself. Be yourself. When you have friendship, you can be yourself. When you are with friends, you can be yourself. No hesitation, no hiding, no this, no that. You're free. What is friendship? Is there with the most common one is friendship with everybody. We understand it. Friendship with all the people, or people at home, people in office, community. Friendship with everyone is natural. We understand. But the two other friendships that, as meditators, we naturally become that to form those great friendships, one with yourself. And another with all the beings around us, all the animal beings, the nature, everything around us, making friendship, the places, the nature, animals, any living being, making friendship with all the animal friends, for animal brotherhood, and the nature motherhood, making friends with that. If quantum model told us that everything is consciousness and everything has that intelligence and everything wants to experience itself, so it's not only the friendship with others that matter, but first friendship with yourself. We become the most important person in the world. The VVIP, very, very important person in the world, is first us. Make friendship, great friendship. Your closest friend is somebody with whom you are ready to spend any amount of time, to help any amount, and then to accept no matter what that friend is doing to you. And so it becomes that we become the greatest friend to ourselves. We want to really help ourselves any amount, not judge ourselves, because we accept ourselves as it is. We are great as is. Because we're evolving, we are consciousness. Only when we think I am the body and then I keep doing all kinds of silly things, then we start judging ourselves and then create more such things for ourselves. Because what we judge is what is there inside the subconscious that keep projecting. Things may happen. Gatam gataha is happened, is gone. And so we every moment start afresh. The biggest takeaway from this program is that we become great friends to ourselves. We love ourselves. I love my life. I love my body. I'm accepting myself as is I am. These are the things that we talk about in affirmations. The concept is what we have is what we can give, dear friends. What we have is what we can give. If I hate myself, then that's all I can give to everybody. It is not possible, prima facie, to maintain the dual nature. It is not possible. It's going to come out somewhere. We hold off the hatred, that guilt, that judgment on ourselves, saying that I'm not good enough. And then when you try to praise or not try to say pleasing things to others, but sometime, like the pressure cooker keeps holding back and someday it's just going to burst. The pressure cooker has got to just open up and then wait, finally the pressure comes, and if you hold that off, then it's going to burst. So we give fundamentally what we have. So if I am feeling love with myself, I give that love. If I'm grateful to myself because I've been to this body, I'm grateful to this body. Gratitude is there as a state of being for me, then I'm absolutely giving that to everybody. Meaning what we are is what we rub to others with that vibration. Simple. Friendship with ourselves is the biggest takeaway from this program. Recognize we're the most important person, so then we explore consciousness greatly. We give maximum time to ourselves. We no longer say, I don't have time. Then friendship with nature, animals, living beings. Any amount can be talked about it on this aspect. This whole week we understood how we can be friendly, how we can develop that intelligence, with that awareness, with that expression, being empathetic, inspiring, and engaging more, how a meditation is helping develop all of that in the context of our workplace or in our communities. And who's talking about friends with the nature, animals? We become very conscious of our choices. A meditator must constantly think about what food choice am I making? What you do unto yourself is what you want to do unto others. Or what you don't want to do unto yourself is what you don't want to do unto others. Jesus Christ. What you don't want to do unto yourself is what you don't want to do unto others. We must be conscious of our food choices. If I don't want my son's hand to be broken, there's no way I can think of how to break somebody else's hand. It is prima facie not possible to say that I'm spiritual and then yet continue to kill, continue to enable killing? How is it possible? Then we're not even understood that we are consciousness, that everything is inside of us. As meditators, we enhance our discrimination. We understand that everything around us is there to utilize an experience, but we use it wisely, consciously. The environment. We think about, first we understand that everything is consciousness. If we have great consciousness, then Earth planet has significant consciousness. There is something called Schumann frequency, resonance of everything that is there. Everything is emitting an electromagnetic signature. Each of us, we have a signature that is emitted, which is based on the state of being of how positive or how negative, how angry or frustrating or calm and cool I am. Based on that, collectively, there is an electromagnetic signature for every individual that's emitted. Water has a signature. A bottle of water, you hold it, has a signature. They've done experiments. You take the water, you can do this. You can take a bottle of water, and then it has a signature. But the moment the water has come into the contact with the human, and then the more comes close to the human's field, that the patterns of the water, the signature is changing because it's getting influenced by the electromagnetic field of the human. And so its pattern is changing. They can measure the crystals of the water in electronics microscope. So just by bringing close into the field, now it's that signature, the whatever it's emitting is changing. When they measure it, they found that when it comes in close contact with the person who was loving, it formed beautiful shapes, geometric shapes. It comes close with somebody who is like completely angry, it is broken. The patterns that are there are completely broken. The energy of the water is changed. It's not coherent. Coherency is when you get beautiful geometric patterns. Incoherency is when they are broken. That energy is broken. Not coherent, which means inside the water or the composition, everything wants to work independently. We take that, we have one effect. We take a coherent water, we have another effect. The further can beautify by holding the water and say, I love you. You are doing great deal of good to me in my body as I'm consuming you. And you say that much and then take it. And then it has a different effect. Every one of us have an electromagnetic signature, everything, consciousness. And so Earth has this frequency, and Earth has a frequency of about 8 hertz per second. And in meditation, we are lowering our brain frequency to alpha, which is matching to the entry form of alpha is in the same frequency range. So you become one with the nature, you resonate with nature, you become in sync with nature. And so naturally, we want to avoid destroying nature, use it as sparingly and as much as needed. Nature is there to help us evolve, but use it when it's necessary. We need a 5-bedroom house, we don't build, we don't graze, we don't destroy, acres of land for the sake of wanting to have pleasure. Now, we all used to having flat lands. When you have a site where you're building projects, we did this at Pyramid Valley International. We were so conscious about lifting and uprooting every single tree. We do our bit in protecting the environment. How much our possibilities? Take Heinz ketchup in India, it is coming all the way from somewhere. Is it necessary? There are so many local brands out there. We become more conscious, dear friends. It is an amazing fact. 70% of the world food grown is going to cattle. 28% is getting wasted in transits. It's going from one place to another, and then it doesn't reach in time, so it's all just destroyed. 28%, only 2% or 4% is consumed by humans. We make conscious choices. We must think about our food choices, the consumption choices. We must think about protecting energy-saving devices. We made a conscious choice to not use ACs at home by definition, by default. Many things that we can do, food segregation, that reduce the taxes. I mean, there is so much that our municipalities are working to segregate and then do this recyclability. We can easily do it. If you only think about how can I be a great player in helping environment, in sustainability, immediately we get to decide that plant-based diet is the number one top on the list. Because the largest greenhouse gases are emitting by the cattle which are used to feed is you have this non-veg diet. But as meditators, as we are resonating, as we by default go into the alpha states by default, where you're lowering of frequencies, we start resonating with earth. It's natural that we become one with it. And so we start thinking twice about making use of the lands more wisely. You're developing, we use the contours very well. We not try to make everything flat. It's not necessary to remove a piece of ground, a piece of grass or anything that is out there. We immediately switch to energy efficient devices. Why not? They're energy efficient devices. We may be a little bit of lazy. I want some bright, beautiful light and then still use halogen. It is mind boggling. You know, it's 25 times more power consumption. We must become very conscious of every choice we're making, dear friends, every choice we're making in going into the shops and then just bringing from the carts. Where is it coming from? Can I have an alternate local so that there is that much energy is saved across the world? Every drop counts. A meditator is fundamentally fundamentally nature conscious, is fundamentally friendly with the nature, which means animals must. We greatly thank all the organizations. And Karthikeyan have written recently a beautiful newsletter on environment and protecting environment. We must read this newsletter, an amazing amount of facts that are there. And we're hopeful to send a copy of that to all our members in this to read. There is also their buddhasevo.org website to read about environment and then how we can all participate in supporting it. The good news is that it becomes natural for us. We don't have to work for it. The consciousness develops. And we regularly meditate and keep reading. Let's go into meditation. We have a powerful panel. I'm going to compress the meditation so that we are on there. Laurence, our co-founder for Buddha Say Quantum Foundation, is there. Let me say hi to her. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, she's gotten invited two leaders to help us, two leaders through whom we're going to learn today. Hi, Laurence.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Laurence, would like to guide?
I don't have music and so on. I was not planning to guide, sorry.
No problem. So relax yourself, dear friends. We are practicing breath mindfulness meditation, or Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind and be in that empty state of mind for as long as we can. There, the magic of meditation is happening when we are in the empty state of mind, when we rest our beautiful mind. The mind is helping us experience the 1% of the consciousness, which is our matter. And when you're in the empty state is when that we're experiencing that 99.99%. So we use both beautifully. So we want to rest the mind in meditation by observing our natural normal breath. So with your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap comfortably, dear friends, and then observe anywhere in the nose, any point you take, and observe your breath is going in and coming out. Observe the natural breath. So take any point and as a reference and observe your in breath and out breath. And as you observe the breath, mind becomes empty. And in case you have thoughts, attention back to the breath, and then observe, and then again you go to emptiness. And when you are in empty, be in that state of emptiness for as long as you can. We have music, a guide to be in that state. If you have thoughts, back to the breath. If you don't have thoughts and you feel that emptiness marked by no people, no places, no things, no nothing around you, it could be black, dark, void, empty, bluish, anything it could be, but empty, nothing there. And that is the state we want to be in. And when you are in it, just be with it. In case you have thoughts, come back. So this is called breath mindfulness meditation, Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. We are going directly into that today. No hard elevation. Process. Hard elevation is always there. Relax yourself, dear friends. With your eyes closed, relax your body. With your fingers into fingers, remove your specs. Eyes closed. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Be with your breath. Become one with that in-breath. Our goal is to empty the mind. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. When our mind is empty, we experience greater resonance with all things and everybody. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness inside of you, all around you. If you find yourself distracted in thought, go back to observing your breath and slowly find that emptiness all around. can you become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. That quantum energy field of limitless possibilities, the longer we stay connected to this emptiness, that blackness, the void, the light, the more we become of it, the more we receive from it. Become aware of that emptiness, that void inside of you, all around you. This is the field of unlimited. Everything you have ever experienced or will experience is here in this field. As a possibility. The longer you stay connected with it, the more possibilities you draw into your life, the more miraculous your life will be. Stay aware. The longer you stay connected to this field of energy, the more open you become. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness of yourself. This is your greater consciousness, that intelligence, where everybody and everything are connected. Allow yourself to stay connected to this emptiness, to this energy, your consciousness. Consciousness is awareness, is always paying attention. The longer you stay present in this emptiness, the more you experience that wholeness, that oneness, dear friends. Go deeper and deeper into yourself. Friends, it's an honor and privilege to be living this life at this time of history. Express gratitude to all things and everybody in helping us live this glorious life. Express gratitude to your parents, your teachers and mentors, your family, your friends, your colleagues, relatives, everybody. Your gratitude to this grand nature, the places you visit, the technology, the things you use to yourself and to this intelligent consciousness. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body. Let your autonomous nervous system repair your body.
I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And
whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. As we are soaking in these energies, let's invite on a business leader segment today, very successful, very, very highly successful leaders who are in every way contributing in their fields, giving back. They're highly successful, demonstrated that we have the power in us, but more importantly, also giving back. So let me have Latha Madam invite our panel.
Good morning, Chandra sir. Good morning, dear. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear masters. I take great pleasure in inviting Lawrence, who's the co-founder of Buddha's Evo Quantum Foundation, for today's corporate leaders sharing. Lawrence is an experienced senior general manager who successfully managed multiple large global organizations in the information technology sector. She lived in France, Singapore, and the United States. Based in New York until recently, Lawrence was the general manager at IBM Services, as well as the corporate sponsor of the mindfulness at IBM. After introducing and teaching meditation to thousands of leaders and professionals, she decided to settle in France and devote her time to teaching meditation and mindfulness in the corporate and the academic world, as well as to engage in other meditation initiatives. She is also a wife and mother of 2 boys and is committed to supporting people with disabilities. Welcome, Lawrence.
Thank you, Latha. Thank you for this introduction. And I guess we're going to announce the 2 leaders that we will hear in the panel, the business leader panel today.
Sure.
Always great to have you, Lawrence, here.
Thank you.
Every time you're there, I do see Karthikeyans are there. They just bring so much energy. It's just that our time zones are so much different that you're not able to come to too often.
Yeah, I know. It's 2:30 a.m. in France. So you're going to have a panel that is really multi-time zone. because Esperanza is from the US, I am in France, and Hima is from Bangalore. So covering the world.
Yes.
I would also like to invite Esperanza Flores from Texas, USA. Esperanza Flores was associated with IBM for 23 years in leadership roles before moving to her current role in Kyndryl as US practice leader, advisory and implementation services last year. Esperanza Flores and her husband, Dr. Bernardo Flores, have been married for 17 years and are the proud parents of 3 beautiful daughters. In 2018, Esperanza was introduced to mindfulness and meditation in IBM through Lawrence. She has started her journey and has seen multiple benefits unfolding in her professional and personal lives. We welcome you, Esperanza, with us.
Good morning to you all. It's 7:30 p.m. my time in the US here, but I'm happy to be here with you guys and share this moment. And already, we feel the benefits as we get started here.
Thank you, Esperanza. Wonderful to have you back again. Great. Yes.
I would also like to invite Hima Bindu from Bangalore, India. Hima Bindu works for Kyndryl India as Global Enablement and Communication Leader for Advisory and Implementation Services. She has previously worked across various business units within IBM for 16 years. Hima is a passionate campaigner for women in technology and an active volunteer for STEM program for Girls India, encouraging young girls to take technical and scientific careers. She is also a champion for women empowerment initiatives and an active diversity and inclusion advocate. Hima is a mother and a classical dancer and a writer. She started her meditation and mindfulness journey 4 years ago. Welcome, Hima.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, Chandra, SP. I personally feel it's like a reunion after a very long time. Really refreshing. It's a morning for me at 7:11 at the moment, but I think it was very encouraging and a deja vu back into where we were. Thank you.
Yes, we will have to play. You dance so well, which I discovered later, and you're pursuing so many things. Maybe at some point we'll invite you into some program of ours. But amazing things you're doing. Great stuff.
Okay, thank you
so
much.
Thank you, Lata. Dear friends, I share a personal story with Lawrence. There are significant people in our life who help us transform, help us transition from time to time. Quantum shift, we call it. And then there's such one person to me is Lawrence in my life. This Grandmaster enabled me to do so many things. First, to enable me to get the acquisition done through IBM. She was my boss. She was the one who made the decisions. A big shift for myself. And then together we journeyed, and then this great master has taught meditation to thousands of people in IBM, and only through her that I could get there. And then now at Buddhasya Quantum Foundation, very readily as a co-founder, lending our thing together, we're in this, and seeing that every one of us become Buddha CEOs. So thank you, Lawrence, always to invite your the leaders. And so please go ahead and carry on, start the process, start.
Thanks a lot, Chandra. And, I was listening to the theme of today about friendship. It's clearly an illustration of friendship to ourselves, friendship to others, friendship with nature is, very well my favorite themes. And I was your boss, but I must say you were my boss because you taught me meditation. You were always there to encourage me. Thanks to you, I became a vegetarian too. Nearly overnight, or let's say over a week, it was done. And you have always been there to help me in my spiritual journey. For everyone, before 2016, I had zero idea about what was meditation. Never done it, never read anything about it, didn't know anyone doing it. So it was a complete transformation. And so I'm so happy and delighted to see SP and Hima on this panel. First, I want to thank you again for accepting, and I'm sure it's for SP the second time, but it's going to keep going. And for Hima, first time. But I know deep in myself that it's the beginning of something too. We have been very close. I was, happy to hear from you, and we prepared this panel in the last few days. So it was interesting to connect and remember how we came to a meditation together. Actually, after about 3 weeks or a month of meditation, I always was feeling that it was something I could share, and I had to share, with others. It was so powerful for me in a business, managing the stress, finding clarity, feeling the energy, feeling always happy, helping build relationship, taking risk, thinking bold about big things we could do at work together, building new organization. It was of course at home also a complete joy for nothing. So I felt it was something I wanted to share from the start. So we started to do this with Chandra and created some courses on mindfulness and meditation. And then I had the chance to, my last, organization in IBM started nearly from scratch. So it was a wonderful opportunity for me to create a new culture in this organization and to encourage people, to learn about mindfulness and practice meditation, for their own well-being, performance, and happiness. And that's, creating like a family when you do that. Things are easier, faster. We talk very direct with each other. We encourage each other when we have peaks and valleys, because, life is not Disneyland. So it's always a lot of challenges coming up. But I was able to have a very deep and forever relationship created through that, mindfulness and meditation journey. And today I'm happy to see two great leaders with whom I have so many souvenirs, same that with Chandra, of course. And I will ask them to share with all of you their own experience of practicing mindfulness and meditation and how they find the benefit of it. Of course, the intent here is for everyone who is at the beginning of the journey to feel the experience of others and to feel inspired and keep going, and in the future be in that panel also sharing your own experience. So I will start with a very simple question, and let's start with Hima. So Hima, just in few words, what is your story on how you discovered, mindfulness and meditation? And if you could share a few words about your actual practice. You are on mute. Hima, you are on mute.
Yeah, I was unable to unmute. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, so for me, I think I started meditation 4 years back, in and around the time that Lawrence came as our leader. I think I was trying to explore a lot of these different methods. And why did I try doing that? I think I suddenly had panic attacks in the night. I couldn't sleep well, and I could see that stress was taking over in some form. There was nothing to really get stressed, but internally I knew I was not normal and I needed help. And that's when I kind of started exploring a lot of books, a lot of videos, a lot of blogs. But eventually, I think what really calmed me down was guided meditation technique, because it's important for anybody who's starting off to be guided through that journey. And it just doesn't happen. It's a lot of struggle to sit silently, because your mind is never going to be silent. And I think that's where it all started. And I went into Kriya Yoga because that pretty much mind and body needs to synchronize, to be alert, aware, and together. And I think that whole process developed ever since Lawrence came in and she started her bit. The only thing that attracted me to listen to her or even get inspired was the energy she carried. We knew that she had something to give, and it was so infectious. How can we adopt that? I think that's where I started stepping in, felt a little more at ease and not too difficult, trying multiple methods. I think guided meditation worked for me the most, honestly, Lawrence. And from there, it took on. It took me time, but discipline and sticking to the routine helped me quite a bit. Yes, it was just 5 minutes, but today, if I can sit for an hour, it's a lot of work and effort. It takes time. That's my journey, Lawrence.
Thank you, Ima. And I know you are practicing, on a daily basis. So, it's a short journey, but I know you went very fast, and it like exploded into multiple initiatives. So, SP, what is your own story about discovering and starting to practice? I know you have extended that to your family. So, tell us a few words about this.
So I think like Hema, you guys are going to see a pattern here that Laurence has been a big factor, even with Chandra. I think some of the, as you opened up and, introduced Laurence and everything you were saying about her, and just this aura around her. And I think we've all felt it. Hema's felt it. I felt it, Chandra, and she was all of our boss, right? So, she was just different. Right. And so I remember one of our first sessions, she said, we're going to coach you through, our next steps, professionally. But as part of that, and her willingness to share this beautiful thing that she had discovered within herself, through mindfulness, she shared how she got started, what she was doing, the benefits that it was giving her. And I'll be honest, I was still very apprehensive about moving forward in this journey because I think a lot of us on the phone, we're overachievers. We want to be successful. We want to land the next job. And so in our minds, that means go, 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 right? So between the go, go, go at work and being a mother and being a wife, and everything else that goes with that at home, it's hard to think about having a moment to sit down and to just stop, right? And to let go. And so, she invited me to the first session, and like Hema, I don't think I could sit still for 5 minutes. And so I was jiggling in my chair, or, I was like, okay, could I open my eyes now? And so you were thinking of all these things because you weren't truly letting go and allowing yourself to start the process. And so I attended a couple sessions with the company. And then I said, okay, how do I make this work for me? Because, maybe the program at the company, it's only once a month or every other week. How do I incorporate it more daily? And so I found like Hema, I was looking around, what could work for me. And an app, a meditation app is what helped to kind of continue that journey with myself. And so I found myself doing it maybe after I dropped off the kids in the morning and before I started work, because then that helped me focus and recenter as I started my day. Maybe if I was having a tough day, I would stop in the middle of the day, go outside, put a chair so that I could hear the birds, feel the wind, and then I would do it maybe at the midday. Or even before I work in my home. And so when my office door is closed, my kids know that mom is working. And so before I step out, there's times that I'll take 15 minutes to kind of, meditate a bit before I go back with my family, because you want to reset yourself once again for the different chapter, the different piece of your life. So that's what, I've been doing a couple of times a day. Like Hema, I think once again, we're very go getters, get it done, taskless. And so I too was feeling anxiety. The pandemic has not been kind to families, to working mothers, because it feels like we have so much more on our plates. And so, there was 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up and I'm feeling very anxious because I have all this to do and I'm not going to be able to finish. So one thing that I did get, I guess along the way, somebody had once told me, overachievers sometimes can't turn the brain off. So we can solve a problem in our sleep. We can think about 3 things that we forgot to do. And so he said, keep a notepad next to your nightstand. And that way you could write it down and let it go. He's like, just write whatever you remember, the solution, the 3 things that you forgot to do, and let it go. And so I tried that, and it was still not enough. So I said, well, if meditation works for me during the day to reset as I start, to reset as I engage with my family, why can't it help me at 3 o'clock in the morning? So I've put on my headset, put on my app, and I'll meditate for 15 minutes. And I think that has really helped calm me down and allowed me to go back to sleep. So that's been, my journey. The other thing too, my daughter was experiencing bullying at school. So there was a lot of crying, a lot of, coaching her to go back to school and not want to enjoy her school day. And so she has been practicing meditation with me, and she really enjoys it. She puts on her headset and she'll lay in her bed and, she'll do it for 15 minutes, maybe at the end of her day. And then we've also incorporated something of, nature, and that's horseback riding. And what, sometimes when I would pick her from school and she was down on herself or crying, that she had a tough day, and we'll drive out, to the stables. And as soon as she gets on that horse, she meditates a little bit because she's very anxious about galloping or trotting with a horse. And so she meditates herself with her trainer before they start their session. And then she just completely turns around. It's a different little girl, when she's on that horse. That connection and that bond between her and that horse has become strong. And it has definitely helped her, in her process as well.
Thank you. So many learning here from a business standpoint, from health. You have all heard about how meditation usually is the first things to get a good quality sleep, go back to sleep. So a good illustration. And I know it's still quite stressful because you are both going through a lot of transformation. I'm very touched by your story with your girl. First, extending mindfulness meditation with the family is something we also encourage a lot, in a Buddha CEO sessions, because kids can meditate and it's very good for them, connection with nature. And I learned also starting to ride again a horse that now we teach in the books and in the training to meditate, to go before, connecting with a horse, because they feel all the emotions and you don't want to bring all your stress and anxiety. So it's a way to empty the mind and go with, in alpha mode in your brainwave, to connect with nature. So thanks for sharing your practice. My next question would be, on your side, I guess you have this feeling that it's making so much for you in your, I would say private life, woman life, as well as woman at work, women in business, and all the requests that keeps coming, and also seeing around you colleagues, managers or clients super stressed too. How do you feel can you achieve to bring a little of this to them? Is it something that you have tried? Are you open to discuss it? Because we have a lot of people here who are from, corporation, who are of course professional, and are one step, just before, starting to share in their own organization to help people around them. So, Hima, do you want to share your experience on this?
Yeah, sure, Laurence. I think I would like to spend a little time on this one. because I'm a single mother and had too much to balance and had many roles personally. And work was surely not something that I could compromise at all. So you understand the amount of stress as well as the energy you would end up draining out in a day, because you have to keep everything balanced. That itself is a stress that you work through a day. And I think I have a very simple concept that I follow, and I hope this will help everyone. It has helped me immensely. I'm sure that meditation, as Lawrence and SP said, that it will calm your mind down, empty your mind, but there's so much to do. But is doing every time going to help you, give you peace? I came up saying that, okay, I'm going to keep small goals. I'll feel happy about it. To an extent it did. But you know what really helped me is this whole theme of how I looked at the world around me. Really, it changed, because Chandra keeps telling that we are all energy. Initially, I didn't get that. But if you really see beyond your body and mind, we are just energy. And making life simple and doing what's needed to be done, best of our abilities, without attaching any likes and dislikes to whatever life is presenting to you, is key. All about being aware, all about being connected with that pure energy within you. It will help you, it really will guide you through it. And I think you'll be much more energized when you know that you're doing it consciously and you're aware about it. So it comes down to basics, as I think Lawrence and SP were resonating, that we need to have a discipline. We need to make time. We need to give that time for our bodies, minds to reboot ourselves. Of course, the benefits were many. The concept that I was believing in was, we actually, Lawrence and SP and everybody who's listening, is that we as energy, if you think you're an energy, you have nothing to do, nowhere to go. Actually, we are just energy. Life presents to you situations. We must just contemplate and respond to them with pure actions. Because now, if I finish this meeting, my son is standing in front of me asking, Mom, milk, right? You can't say, no, I'm not going to do it now. I just finished. I want to be peaceful. No, life is presenting you, give me milk. So you have to get up, willfully engage, because life is presenting a situation. You're engaging without saying, I don't like doing, I like doing, oh, this is what I'm attached to. No, engage, telling that, okay, it's come to me. I contemplated, saying my son needs it. So let me do it. You go ahead and just perform the action without any likes and dislikes. Like that, in my work, a lot of situations happen. There's a lot of transformation happening. I know SP is aware as well. So many things are changing constantly. Change is constant, and we are living through it almost every other day. For me, I think when I look at it saying, I have nothing to do, nowhere to go, great, life has presented me something, I will engage myself. I don't like or dislike, even if it's as simple as, please set up a meeting. I'll do it willfully, happily, and I'm done with it. I don't attach myself after the action is performed. Oh, did I do it right? Oh, I should have done it. No, you, at that moment, you responded to it, you finished with it, move on. Don't get attached to anything. This is being conscious detachment to life as well. Because if you get attached, then you're not opening up for something new the life is going to present to you. And this whole idea about what SP was saying is, slow down, calm down, and contemplate. When you contemplate, as Chandra was doing the meditation today, he's trying to bring you back to the source of energy you are. And I think we need to attach ourselves to that. Once you're there, you really, what you're going to do is very clear, because you get a call saying that, hey, I'm having a party tonight. Do you want to be a part of it? It's a weekend. I take it back. I take a step back and say, I'll contemplate. Should I not? At that moment, I say no, because for me, it's important to say no, because I think I have only so much energy and so much time. I would convincingly, politely say no, and I disengage from that. After that, I don't want to go back and say, oh my God, I should have gone. No, I took the decision, I'm moving on. I think it's very simple. Everything that we do, if we do with this mindset of we have actually nothing to do, nowhere to go. Whatever comes to you, you engage willfully and don't get attached. Contemplate and respond. Nobody will get affected. I like the concept that Chandra spoke about, Lawrence, when he spoke. We are all energy, we are all connected. It is a ripple effect. Whatever you do may have a ripple positive effect or ripple effect that might help another person or may impact another person, because every one of us are energy. Today, if I do something, it can impact my son, it can impact my mom, positively, negatively. So contemplation is so critical. And that's how I think I keep my life simple, my speech simple, my mind empty. And I believe that whatever happens or comes in front of you in life is meant to be. And I think it is what we have to understand. There is a cause and effect to it. Understand the cause and respond with contemplation without attaching yourself to the results or the past.
And how do you share that with others around you? This wisdom, because I can see that you have really transformed in the last few years, very now mature, sure of yourself, and I can see the love, around you, because I can share with the people here that a few years ago, like anyone, you have period where you wonder why I'm here, what I'm doing here, what is my value, and so on. And Hima found her path through meditation, mindfulness, and a lot of initiatives. But how do you share that with others in very few words, because we want to hear from SP?
I do want to take much time too, Ashur. So what I did was, I think simple things like engaging when people reach out to you. I think I engage in that, and I get onto a lot of these kind of exchange sessions and panel discussions. Wherever I could put in this, I spread it across. But during this pandemic, Lawrence, I think that's where I felt there was a huge impact for me, and as well as what I learned came out more willfully, because I believed in this one thing that you shared, saying that the true happiness comes when you do something for someone without expecting anything in return. And that's true. You do something, you give away something without expecting anything in return. So I put on to that theme, and I developed a digital platform where all these small motor shops which were there in India, who because of COVID could not open and sell stuff, I brought them on board onto my digital platform and taught them how to do digital sales using marketing and sales using Instagram, Facebook, and all that simple things, how to use WhatsApp to do their product selling. These are all underprivileged. When I say underprivileged, these are people who don't know how to use social media, as simple as that, or digital transactions. I set up all that free for them, and I think we helped close to 1,800 meals across India, 380 plus ration kits for transgender women, and dogs were being fed because of the pandemic. There was no food, and all the street dogs needed that. So we ran a campaign where we fed dogs across certain areas of Bangalore. But I think, there's so much more we can do because of meditation and how your body starts constructing and looking at time. You will know that there's so much time in your life actually that you can charge up and give back to the society. And this gave me immense courage, Lawrence.
Thank you. So that's wonderful illustration of this mindset of service. And you remember I told you a few years ago that in my case, and of course I did many things after that, but just talking about meditation, mindfulness to one person a day to try to help the life of others. So moving to SP after these inspiring stories, so what do you do on your side to try to share this experience or knowledge that you have now, and trying to help your colleagues around? For the people here, both of them are living through a big transformation at work, where IBM has separated from a services business, and so they are living through this huge transformation. So I know it's a lot of changes and stress from colleagues to manage.
The changes in company, the changes in the way we deliver our model So the changes in leadership, right? So we have all these changes, and as Laurent said, we're a global team. So how do you keep the team calm? How do you keep the team focused? How do you keep the team connected through all these changes? So I had to get creative. And, Laurence, I think when you were still here, you kept challenging us to continue to reach out to the team, encourage the team to be part of the mindfulness community that you started at IBM and that we've now embraced in Kyndryl. And so what I decided to do with my team was do the monthly coffee break sessions. So once a month, we get together as an organization, and we spend, 30, 45 minutes at the beginning of a day. And, we have that mindfulness community leader. So I tap into them or anybody on our team that's been practicing. And we started off with, 10, 15 minutes of meditation, just to get everybody calm, and recentered. And then we open it, we wrap it up with 15 minutes of sharing, and we say, tell us about yourself, share with the team. What are your talents outside of technology, right? That we always tap you for daily, leave the stresses of the clients, the stresses of the change, and share with us a little bit about yourself. And so people have brought on some just amazing things, from music to, either playing something or singing, to planting a garden and sharing with us, to riding horses or farming. And so they've shared a little bit. And I think, Chandra, that's one of the things that I grabbed from your session, and as well as what Hema was just saying, is that bringing them together has enabled them to form a sense of team, right? And as leaders, that's what we want to do, is create great teams. And so a lot of the feedback that I've been getting, I must get, a lot of instant messages, after that session from many of our leaders and resources. And they say, this was one of the best. I can't wait for the next monthly session. Because they feel energized, they feel empowered, they're ready to go tackle on the next problem at work, and they feel connected, right? So they feel like they can do anything. I feel like I can do anything. And so I think that's the power of just 15 minutes of a meditation session, 15 minutes of sharing, is that friendship, that we were talking about earlier, is how do we become more than just colleagues, right? How do we get to know each other? Because I think when you connect on a different level, if there's an issue at work, you can quickly call them and say, hey, I need your help. And guess what? They're going to say, not only is she my boss, she's my friend, she's my, we've connected, she's introduced me to meditation. And a lot of them have now signed up on the mindfulness community, which I'm glad, they'll come back and say, oh, I started doing this. I'm going to go and get a book, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to share it with my husband because I think that's going to be beneficial to them. So that's how I've been trying to share it within the organization, within the company. And then me personally, just trying to break out and share it with my kids, because, they're in a new environment of high technology, so high competition, fast-paced world. And I think that this is something I would have liked to know, as I went to college, as I started a job. I think it would have put me in a lot better position, and I hope to share that with my family and friends.
Thank you. Thank you very much, SP. Thank you, Hema, for this great experience. And I hope that everyone can see it's actionable. Hema was a lot about action and so on. When you start meditating, the science of friendship with yourself, with others, with nature, this sense of service, this spiritual maturity is naturally coming, and things become achievable. I would say the meeting that SP was talking about would have never happened before we started to say, yes, of course, you can create science on friendship at work. And we can all be go people high performer, wanted success and everything, but still step back, take the time, contemplate, as Hima was saying, and just create this true connection with people. Not just the work, face of everyone, but the entire body, mind, affect, that we can touch, and we feel so rich when we do that. And I remember we created even a kind of mantra. We are a family. We count on each other. And when you have to call somebody, I remember from India to SP in the US to get some help at 2 a.m. in the morning because there is a problem with a client. People take the phone. They wake up, they smile, they say, I'm going to help you. And this was really the spirit that can be implemented with this, power of, being just present, being connected, being full of energy, doing the best, and with this doing the best and working at best, but with no obsession about the results, which, by the way, usually naturally come, positively. So I want to thank you again, first, for the friendship here, for being there, in giving your time, just reminding everybody that these are two very busy and very successful global leader, multi-country leader, and living through changes all the time in a very demanding profession. And I take the time to pre-announce, a program that we will have starting the 26th of February, to prepare the 8th of March celebration, the Woman Day. So Buddha CEO is creating a program starting the 26th of February. It's going to be end of the day in India time, IST time. So you will receive, information more in the coming days about it. But we will celebrate and share all the stories and experiences and how mindfulness and meditation is especially helping women, and the challenge that we somehow have all around the world, in a kind of patriarchal, I would say, culture. So that's great to hear from you. And I'm turning back to Chandra. If we have time for a few questions, we are open to that, obviously.
Yes, we should take some questions. Wonderful takeaways from me. SP talking about introducing it to the next generation, younger generation. If I had it, it would be different. And we consistently hear this. And no better way than to mother doing it. Spiritually speaking, mothers have so much more influence and so much more connection for the babies coming out to the mother. Everything is energy, so there is a lot more connection there. So it's wonderful to see that I know the first thing you worked is to give it to your family. Beautiful. And oh boy, so Hima's sharing of just take it as it comes. Reminds me of Bhagavad Gita shloka. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi, na Krishyati, na Deshti, na Sochati, na Kankshati. You don't get too much attached. You don't dislike something. You don't hate somebody. You don't excessively get too much love. Everything is equal, equanimous. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi means, you are taking everything as an experience, and they're not necessarily seeking only good and good and good, or positive, positive, positive. Everything is an experience. And so that's what you're saying. Just take as it presents to you, right? And meditation is helping us, that it comes when we are becoming one and one and one and whole. The more we experience whole, the more easy to take. The less we think that something is not good experience. Anybody wants to have questions or ask a question, please do. And Lawrence, beautifully putting together this, and your messages are always clear. Ever since you're there, even before meditation, you are a great friend to everybody. I'd seen that. Your entire team was rallying with you. You carry the friendship message. That's why Patriji told you, you're the Lawrence of America and Lawrence of the world, are the friend of the world. So you're going to carry that message.
Thank you. Just one more thing. It's fun. It's happiness. It's true happiness. Seeing the smiles, and you might not see somebody for 2 years, and then it's like we saw each other yesterday. And that's the true friendship that we can create. It's something natural that comes when you start to be really aware and to be present with the people you are with, which comes really naturally through meditation. So it's making life joyful.
Wonderful. Okay. Namita madam, what do you have to say for this panel and then sharing today?
Sir, wonderful discussion, and with the Lawrence ma'am, I hear him again and again, and every time it is so inspiring, and as well as from hearing from SP and then Hima Bindu, I think, yes, meditation hones the skill we already have. And what is more important is the inner working it does. First, we have to feel that, yes, we do matter. Only then we can make others feel. It has to come from inside only. This is what I would say. And yes, again, from the chaos to the vibrant you, that only shift meditation can bring. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
madam. Thank you. Yes, Narendraji, as you are working on a mega meditation program involving everybody.
Good morning, and thank you, Master Chandraji, bringing such a wonderful leaders, and Madam Lawrence, Madam Esperanza, and Hima Bindu. A great, and I was writing also. The world is proud of all of such great women leaders, and we are very near to the International Women's Day, and how the meditation can. Yeah, please, some sound is coming. Yeah, how the meditation can make all our women leaders in terms of embracing the entire society. I was also impressed by Hima that not only she is excellent in her own company, but she is also taking care of the such maybe the automobiles or any other poor people downtrodden, particularly during the COVID. Similarly, Madam Lawrence also, I know she takes care of the how to love the animals, all that. So in the current contest due to the environmental concerns, climate change, all that, one area which all of our leaders, including of course men and women, which is a very concept of our Dr. Padmashri Karthikeyan, that we have to do something for environment and social cause in all our work. And meditation gives that inspiration, and it also leads us to, along with our welfare, human welfare, there should be a welfare of the animals, welfare of the nature, and all of us, we draw the, what you call, that energy from that nature, unless that is preserved. But Master Chandraji, you have such a wonderful connections from the meditation, this type of leaders. I am sure, madam, what you are, that 8th, March 8th, if at all you are having a Women's Day, all these women leaders are really, because they are the will who will also inspire the men to carry. All of us, without women, we will not be able to do our work. So great, madam, all of you, you will have a very bright future and create more leaders. That is also very important. Amongst your colleagues, amongst anywhere, and amongst our family, we have to, that is where we need a future leaders, future leaders. Wish you and thank you very much. As of course, Chandra said, we are going to have one meditation program on the 1st of March. Master Chandra has agreed. I am grateful to him. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Narendra, for your comment. And by the way, when I announce a woman program, it's open for men too. We are all yes. all on the same boat, and we all have spouse and daughters, and and everything is connected. So we can move and progress all together. Yes. Of course, this is not exclusive to women, but we just want to celebrate this part of the world, which is the woman. Correct. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. Big relief. I'm so glad that you're allowing women to be there.
Yes, you are welcome. We all have masculine and feminine energy. It's just how do we learn to balance it the right way? And
it is a complementary each other. Both are needed. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you. So thank you, dear friends. Thank you, Narendra ji. That's former IOB chairman, Indian Overseas Bank. I'm sure you would have done your own things when you were the chairman of this bank.
Yeah. I used to promote as many women as a higher post, and truly with the, of course, merits. But that was my concern. Apart from, of course, social service, we did reach to the unreached, sir, one program. And also smile campaign that make everybody to smile. That was had I been that meditation, it would have helped much more there. But after my retirement only, I joined the meditation. Thank you for all the inputs you are giving, sir, Master Chandra.
Yes, Bindu. Yes, please go ahead. Jump in.
Can you hear me? Okay, so on that topic, Lawrence, I think what you should actually do for Women's Day is to make men talk about women, and I think they become the allies for us. I think that's a very different way of celebrating Women's Day, because very less that we bring men to talk for us. And it's so nice to hear when they try to do that. And I think you should just introduce that bit inside your program.
That's why I said it's not exclusive to women. It's going to be open, and yes, I'm sure Chandra will be super happy to talk about women in that
with the first one
that day.
And Master Chandra knows that in our meditation, that is, of course, we do send gratitude, but in truly gratitude after our last that gratitude session, that is really in giving, because in our own parents or family, we never acknowledge openly about their contribution. But here there is a specific mention that you have to give gratitude, and that gratitude, I propose that it is a very important subject. As Madam S. Hima, that you have to not only believe it, you have to talk about it, you have to appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. So,
okay.
Hima Bindu, great. Yes, it is there. You read my mind, and you told Lawrence to introduce some of the men speakers into this. All right. So we'll have every hour men coming and talking from their heart. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you, Lawrence. You'd like to conclude the session?
Yeah. First, again, thanks to our panel, to the Buddha CEO team, as usual, facilitating this. And I think we have a lot of energy, a lot of great message about family, about work, about community and service. It's infinite set of energy that we can find in ourselves. When we try to just go deep and find ourselves inside, where, you know, the natural way that we are is just joy and peace and happiness. So it's just there. So continue to find it by emptying the mind, then you can connect with the world, with the universe, with everyone. And keep in mind, the science of friendship is not just having few friends and go and have a beer. It's a very, very deep concept. It can transform your life, and start by yourself, and then it's going to spread. As Chandra was saying, you can give, you know, what you have for yourself. So try it consciously, and it's going to make marvelous change in your life. Thanks so much. And I'm sure Hima and SP, I will see you again very soon in one of our sessions. You have so much to give. So let's keep going, and we'll see you, Hima, when I'm going to India, hopefully this year. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chandra. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. But we have Vivek ji raised a hand, so I just thought I'll ask him to come on just a couple of minutes. Yes, Vivek ji.
Yes, 1 minute only. Namaste,
Sure.
everybody. It was very nice to see Mrs. Lawrence after a long time and listen to her. It was very inspirational and motivational to listen to these two ladies also. I have a question. You know, I have been practicing almost regularly now, and there is a lot of change in me personally. I try to spread this, you know. The people of my age, they join our program. Right? But I see a lot of resistance because most of the youngsters have jobs which are glued to their computers. Okay? So it is, I feel it is very important for them to do such activities and exercises also so that they keep fit. But they just ignore it. Even my son, who is 33 and doing a very responsible job, he is glued to his computer throughout the day, and then he will show, exhibit tantrums at times, but he is not willing to do it. How to motivate them, I don't know. If anyone can, you guide me, that will be very nice.
So that's a very, very good point. I told you that initially I knew nobody was meditating before I met with Chandra. And we were in an IT company in IBM where, yes, there was some people doing some mindfulness, but very little. And they were not actually promoting it so much. So the first thing I did that worked was to use example of very well-known people who are actually telling openly that they are successful. You know, of course, Steve Jobs or, you know, a lot of CEOs, a lot of people who are successful, and take all these examples and gather them and start talking about, you know, meditation, mindfulness through this angle, by really saying that all these people are not shy and they are public people, athletes, Olympics, you know, gold medals and so on, who are saying that they owe their success to starting meditation. I remember there was a defining moment, for instance, where there was, you know, the Super Bowl, you know, in the US, you know, big events, and one of the team won, and the leader of that team was 40 years old. And at 40 years old, he was running like a 20 years old, super strong and so on. And he had an article, and it was published that he was saying, my entire success at 40 years old, I am the best player in the US, which is absolutely incredible. Okay. And it's because I meditate and I am a vegetarian. So when you find this kind of information and you put them in the front of, you know, people, you know, and it's not trying to convince, just sharing information, this type of information, as well as some science, because now, compared to 6 or 7 years ago, we have a ton of scientific information that we share in Buddha CEO that are available, you know, and you plant the seed. You plant the seeds through that. And it's interesting also that in India, people are looking at what the US people are doing. So there is a kind of interest, you know, across the world. But it's coming with, depending on the audience and the people, is coming with that. And I remember my son was in a car one day, and we were in the US, and we were with Shreyans Daga, that you may have heard about, with a friend.
Yes,
And you know, my son was you know, probably 27 at that time. And as Shreyan was there and was obviously a successful young leader, my son said, but you know, why do you meditate? Do you really think meditation is helping? And I remember Shreyans was in the front, and he turned to him and he looked at him, but very deeply, and say, well, why are you asking? What do you think? Like, it's obvious, you know, I owe all of this through meditation. And then my son started to meditate, and he bought speakerphone, and he was commuting to Manhattan, you know, every day, and he started to try it. So it's really not trying to say everything, but trying to adapt and plant the seeds, and invite them to also join this kind of group, because when you are, you know, with others, it's easier to start. The fact is, on a computer is not a problem, because everything is online. So you can also say it's, you know, meditation is high tech too. But continue, don't let go. Just have a discussion, you know, show how you are happy and feeling good and strong. And, you know, at some point you're going to get something going.
Let us hope so. Thank you very much.
विवेक जी
हाँ नरेंद्र जी
10 मिनट भी वो कंप्यूटर से और वो टेंशन से डिटैचमेंट करना ही उनको तो अभी ठीक नहीं, अभी वो नहीं होता है. लेकिन ये मेडिटेशन में 10 मिनट भी बैठना है ना, वो एक प्रैक्टिस हो गया तो आपका सन जरूर इसमें आएगा, बिकॉज उनको एनर्जी और भी जरूरी है.
नहीं, ये सब बच्चों के बारे में मैं देखता हूँ, ना कभी वो हंसते हैं, ना कभी खिल के बोलते हैं.
देखिए,
वो गुमसुम बैठे रहते हैं,
इसलिए उनको है ना. और कभी कभी आप
these two ladies won't understand, will speak in English.
You can sorry, they all of course Bindu must be knowing, but you must ask them to sit in your side, and he may come one day, and he may start for at least 10 minutes. पहले बड़ा, you cannot tell him for a longer hour. 10 minutes
good idea. We will start a family meditation for 10 minutes.
10 मिनट बैठ के देखिए करके बोलने का 10 मिनट.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Nice to see you, Mr. Narendra. Also.
Yeah.
We have not landed in the same group for a long time because I am not attending that group session.
No. हम एक बार I will come to Pune. We'll meet you.
Sure. So most welcome to stay with us.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all these ladies.
Thank you.
Who have achieved so much. Great. Because it is not monetary earning, it is basically being happy. All of us are that way settled. We don't have dearth about shelter and food and all that. But that happiness, that is sometimes lacking. That meditation definitely brings it in, surely. Anyway, Chandraji, sorry I have taken more time. Sorry for that. So you can't listen, you can't hear me. Okay, thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir, I have some important announcements. Dear friends and master, we have master class, Saturday evening master class, Importance of Sattvic Food by Vasanta Shastri Madam, editor of Dhyana Jagath magazine. Kindly do attend. Thank you.